Ritual tools are optional. They are not absolutely necessary to perform magic, but most people find them helpful as tangible symbols of the processes initiated by the magician. The tool is a symbol and a channel for the power. The traditional tools used by most witches and magicians are the athame, pentacle, wand, and chalice, all of which symbolize the elements. Most altars also include candles, an incense burner, bowls for salt and water, and a book of shadows. The most commonly used tools are the asperger, which is a device used to sprinkle water for purification at the beginning of rituals. Some are made of brass or silver. You could also use a spray of evergreen, a pine cone, or even your fingers. An athame is a black-handled, double-edged, knife-like tool used by witches to channel energy, as in casting the circle, but not used to cut anything physical. It is marked with the owner's name in runes and with other symbols, including the pentagram, and it may symbolize either fire or air elements. A bell or gong can be used early in the ritual to alert the quarters, to prepare oneself to operate in the modes of earth, air, fire, and water. A boline is a white-handled knife used by witches for cutting, carving, or inscribing things during a ritual, such as candles or talismans. It is usually single-edged and sometimes has a sickle-shaped blade. A book of shadows is a magical journal kept by each Wiccan initiate, in which spells, invocations, ritual notes, herbal recipes, dreams, divination results, and material from the Coven book can be recorded. Candles are used frequently by some magicians in spells. The oils they are anointed with and their colors, as well as the shapes and inscriptions carved on them, all have a symbolic purpose. The chalice is a goblet or cup usually holding wine, which is shared around the circle in Wiccan ritual. It is both a female and a water symbol, and can also be used for scrying or crystal gazing. Incense is often burned on a charcoal briquette placed in a thurible or on a stone. Self-igniting charcoal discs are sold in occult supply stores and are very convenient to use. A cord can be either a heavy string used in binding and releasing magic, or it can refer to the piece of apparel circling the magician's waist. In many covens and magical lodges, the color of the cord indicates the wearer's degree of attainment. Incense, in the form of sticks, cones, powders, resin chunks, and herbal or floral mixtures. These can be purchased or made by hand. The incense burned depends on the purpose of the ritual and on the energies being invoked, but frankincense and sandalwood are two all-purpose favorites which can be used for almost any ritual. Lamps of art are the two candles on the altar which provide illumination, preferably made of beeswax, but paraffin will do. Choose white or use colors based on the season or on the nature of the magic being done. Pen of art is a special pen which is reserved only for entries into the Book of Shadows or for other ritual uses. This can be an old-fashioned quill pen or dip pen, but any writing implement may be assigned this role. The pentacle is a disc of metal, ceramic, or wood with a pentagram and other symbols inscribed on it. It is a symbol of the element earth. Sometimes salt or cakes are placed upon it, though it can also be used in rituals of protection as a magical shield. A salt bowl, as rock salt symbolizes earth and is mixed with water and sprinkled over things to purify them. A special sword can be used to cast the circle for a group and is considered a symbol of either air or fire. A thurible is a metal dish or burner to hold charcoal and incense. It can either stand on the altar or swing from a chain. It is often considered an air symbol. A wand is a stick about 18 inches long or from elbow to fingertips, carved from one of the traditional sacred woods and used to channel power and represent air or fire. A water bowl, as water mixed with salt, may be used to purify. Other tools or symbolic apparatus include the cauldron, staff, herbs, oils, stones, and an astrological calendar. There are also divinatory tools such as tarot cards, a magic mirror, pendulums, casting stones, or coins for the I Ching, and runestones or rune sticks that may also appear on the altar. There are several ways to obtain tools. Often it is best to make them yourself so that they are well attuned to you. They can be as simple or as elaborate as your tastes and skills dictate. For a wand, you can simply cut a length of wood, or you can carve coiling serpents and complex runes on ebony with rubies and sapphires. The cup can be molded of river clay and baked in the coals of a Sabbath fire, or turned on a potter's wheel, fired and glazed with vivid colors. If you feel the need to have an elaborate tool, but you do not have the skills to make it, commission a craftsperson to make it to your design. Some tools can be purchased at antique shops, occult supply shops, import shops, or estate sales. If an item feels right, it is probably calling to you. Any purchased tool should be ritually cleansed before use. The simplest ways are immersing it in running water, in a stream, or burying it in the earth from full moon to new. Sometimes a family heirloom from a favorite relative can be adapted as a tool, or a friend will offer one as a gift. Whatever the source, you may want to personalize it by painting or engraving your magical name on it in runes. When you have a new tool, consecrate it at the full moon. Bless it with salt, incense, fire, and water or wine, as well as a ritual oil. Present it to the four quarters, then to an appropriate god or goddess, or to your favorite deity. You may wish to say something such as, Lady Aphrodite, goddess of love and emotions deep as the sea, I present to you this chalice, ritual tool of water and the west, of all emotions and intuition. Grant that I may use it in your favor and power, with harm toward none, and for the greatest good of all. Then immediately use the tool for its intended function. For instance, you might sip wine from it, or mix a healing herbal drink, or use it for scrying. Keep your tools safely stored when not in use, wrapped in natural fiber cloth, and placed in a special box, pouch, or basket. Keep them clean and polished if they are metal. Wooden tools may require an occasional application of oil so they won't dry and crack. At least once per year, ritually cleanse and reconsecrate them. The Sabbath of Imbolc on February 2nd is an appropriate time for this. Remember that none should touch your ritual tools without your permission, nor should you handle the ritual tools of another without their consent. Thank you for watching my video. The next video from the witch school will be on ritual apparel.